For the recap from last session, we had the party excluding Garrett Birchwood hold up in Sigmad's hideout within the city. Sigmad and Stryker tried to get into the castle grounds with the documentation left by Garrett in order to get in unhindered. You guys were stuck outside, arguing with a guard who is now trying to arrest you and have you detained for possession of magical items. Is there any questions before we start this up?
Yeah, do I see Birchwood peering around the corner?
You do not.
Okay.
Stryker had just thrown out a pretty decent argument towards this guard. So we shall pick it up with Garrett. Here in this conversation, as you're taking your night stroll through the manor grounds that you're required to stay at, what are you doing?
I'm going to hasten my pace towards the gate.
All right. You come around the corner. As you've seen within the last 11 days, since the king's passing, security has been increased. There's also a lot of new faces for the non-Warforged guards. They're all half-elf or elf. A lot of the other, like, gnomes, dwarves, humans have been pushed out. Seems to be mainly a elven garrison here at this point. Coming around the corner, you see one of those elven guards standing with two warforges. These warforges are both equipped with pikes instead of the standard longsword.
Okay. So I'm going to start approaching the guards.
All right.
How dare you? This woman has been set forth by Adrian Hanali, King Former. And she has just returned on her quest and you approach her with this?
Yeah.
She has not even had warm food or a place to rest her head. The Rosen family will see that she is taken care of properly in due time. Now step aside.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
What he said.
The elven guard that was standing right there. He looks quite startled as, you know, you had walked up from behind him. Him so focused on this conversation with Sigmad and Stryker that he is actually caught off guard, turns around and like starts getting ready to like look at you. You know, he has that expression on his face of like, "Who the fuck are you?" And he just instantly goes like pale in the face. He's like, "Yes, sir. I'm sorry, Lord. You may enter." Starts waving to Sigmad and Stryker to go ahead and enter in.
I'm gonna strut in on the back of my new horse, Spud, and I'm gonna motion for Stryker to follow me. I'm gonna give the guards a look on the way through. Like, yeah, fuck you guys. Hi, Garrett.
I've been so concerned for your passage. I'm so glad you're safe, and I give Spud the biggest hug.
He does a couple, like, horse stomps and, like, yeah, on the ground.
I'm also glad to see that you've made it, Sigmad.
Yeah, it was a little bit longer than anticipated. Apparently showing up to random people and saying, hey, let's go on a quest isn't that convincing.
Jeremy, would you like to describe yourself to Stryker?
Yes. I'm a middle-aged elf. Very well-dressed, but donning armor, studded leather. I have a sunburnt skin, and blonde hair, green eyes. I am tall for an elf, 5'10", but I am average on weight.
Hello, small elven man.
Birchwood, this is Stryker, I'm assuming.
Does he understand everything we're talking about?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I sure do.
He's sassy
Well-
too.
Welcome. Please, I'm sure you're exhausted from your travels. I head towards the manor.
Alright, so, would you like to wait until we're back to your home to discuss what's going on?
Yes, I believe that would be the best of
Alright.
this situation.
I'm gonna get off Spud and start walking so he can have his horse back. And give Spud a good pat. He was a good boy.
I guide Spud back.
Jeremy, your stable is
Yes.
unavailable. That was the castle stable.
Correct, but if you remember, the manor does have one.
Yes, it does have one. I just want to let you know that stable hand does not currently work for you.
Yes.
Alright. Stryker, walking inside the castle grounds for the first time, in a very long time for you. Things have changed over the years. You visited this place probably once or twice during your military service about 20 years ago. Buildings are now constructed more lavishly than they were before. They were just crudely thrown up wooden buildings for these manors for the nobility at the time. The one that you're approaching is constructed out of finer wood, a stone base, and a decent shingled roof, while the others around you are made out of this grand, lavish pillars of marble, stone, and assorted gold trimmings and nice panes of glasses. This one looks like, in comparison to the rest, a poor person's home.
Seems this place has shined in the time that my armor has dulled.
How long has your armor been dulling for?
It's been just shy of 21 years.
Interesting. Tell me, have you ever spoken to a Theamore Sonadale? He's an esteemed researcher. Rumor has it he's one of the founding fathers of your kind.
I have never heard such... I do not recall such a name, have not spoken to someone by that name.
Interesting. Very well. Continue heading to the stables.
Alright. Get to the stables. It's like a 3-stall stable. There's 2 horses already in there. You know them to be as the standard courier horses. There is room for Spud. It's kind of a tight squeeze, but he can fit in there.
Okay. Bring him on in.
There is a stable hand there. He's a half-orc. He has these deep scars across his face, like a beast had mauled him across his face. He looks at you and goes, "Is this another riding horse?"
This is a personal. You will not have to attend to him. I will see to it myself.
"Very good, sir." He kind of wanders off and starts tending to the other horses. At this point, the sun has set, by the way. I don't know if we ever covered that last session. It is pretty late, about 10 o'clock.
Sugmed, has Spud been fed yet?
Not this evening. He was fed in the morning.
Okay. So I'm going to proceed to feed Spud as I glance around to make sure that no other prying eyes are nearby.
Give me a perception check.
Can I give him advantage? Because I'd probably be looking around too.
Yeah. Okay, with the 20, you do have a couple guards patrolling around. I would not say that they're prying eyes, but more of just the standard lookout kind of deal.
Okay. Sugmed, let's talk generically here. The task I set you forth on, how many have you accrued?
Well, including
Let's
Striker here.
leave names unmarked for now.
Well, including him here, it would be 3 others and another pet, I suppose.
Do you believe that all are capable of the task we have at hand?
Oh, definitely. I'll tell you more later, though.
May I ask, are they safe?
Well, the only person who knew where I lived kind of got clubbed in the head, so. Yeah.
Are any of them going to have the same issue you are with your wrist?
Yes.
How many?
That would be just one more? Yeah, just one more.
There's only one other peregrine with you.
One who uses magic, yes.
And the other has no innate ability.
Not as far as I've seen.
I see. We'll discuss this further later.
Alright.
After I'm done feeding Spud, give him some pats and start heading inside.
As you enter in, there's a half-awake human standing there. As you enter in, he kind of perks up a little bit and goes, "Brother Birchwood, how are you this evening?"
Very well. I'm actually accompanied by great news as my companions have returned.
Oh.
Do we have any hot meals still prepared?
Unfortunately, the kitchen has been closed for some time. We do have some leftovers. They're more than welcome to help. Should I get some rooms ready for him?
Just the den for the night.
Very well, sir. I shall bring you some hot tea and some leftovers.
Thank you very much.
He wanders off.
I'm going to lead them to the den.
All right. Dax, Ritz, and Hennessy. You guys are crammed in a small-ass room. Been sitting here for about an hour now. No word from Sigmad or Stryker.
You think they're dead?
Most likely. We can't not take advantage of a free room, though.
I would hope it's a larger room, though, in this situation.
I start looking around to see if there's anything valuable in here.
I was just gonna lay down. Dax is gonna lay down.
Alright. Ritz, where are you looking?
You said there was a fridge, right? So I'm gonna look in there.
Okay, roll an investigation.
Okay.
Is he taking my snacks?
You open it up, and inside this, more of a crate than a fridge, there's a loaf of, like, molded bread.
Wonderful. I just leave the bread there.
Okay.
You are well advised in the ways of poisons, aren't you, reptile?
You could say that.
I hear that mold can actually cause hallucinations. It may be valuable later.
That's true. I guess I'll take it then. Guess I'm just gonna take the moldy bread.
As you pick up the moldy bread, it does feel like it has more heft to it than a normal loaf of bread, even though that, it is a little moldy and stale. It's pretty dense.
Oh. Like, unnaturally dense?
Yes.
I'm gonna investigate that further. See if I can find anything weird with it.
Okay, so as you're looking at it over, you kind of just break it open, and there's this small red vial placed in the center of it.
Oh, what's this?
It is technically...
Dangerous ingredients of another can be even more deadly to someone else. You should leave it be until she gets back.
I want to figure out what it is first.
Okay, do you have an alchemy set?
Dang, I don't think I have one on me. I'm proficient with it though, but I don't own one right now.
I thought his alchemy set was his focus.
No, that was his Tinker's Tools.
Yeah.
So why don't you just give me a generic... Let's see here.
Chug it.
Give me a generic medicine check.
Okay.
Okay. Looking at its composition, how it reacts when moving it around with inside the glass vial, you do distinguish that it is a lesser health potion.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna pocket that.
Alright. So you can add that to your inventory. It is a D4 plus 1.
Nice.
Stealing from compatriots isn't advisable. Reptile.
Stealing from
Well, it was in moldy bread.
stealing from probably dead compatriots is totally advisable.
True. They're probably dead. They don't need it.
And plus, if you see them ever again and they're in trouble, now you can heal them. Otherwise, it's just sitting in bread.
Alright, let's go ahead and go back to the other half of the party. You guys have been sitting in the room for a little bit. There's a nice wooden hearth going, keeping the room at a nice comfortable temperature. There's a teapot, some fine china just sitting there. There's also like an assortment of crackers and cheese.
I'm going hard on that cheese.
Okay.
Striker, do you require nourishment?
Not presently. I will be okay.
Do you eat as we do?
That's fine, I've got
I actually don't think you need to eat or drink,
Yeah.
as well as I think you have a outstanding lung capacity.
So it may be true. You may know more about me than I know about myself.
Well, hopefully in our ventures together I can help you discover who you really are.
He
I
doesn't
might
need to
appreciate
eat, drink,
such
or breathe.
insight.
You do not need to eat, drink, or breathe. You're immune to disease. You do not need to sleep, and magic can't put you to sleep. You also have an advantage on saving throws against poisons, and you also have resistance to poison damage. It also takes you 6 hours of a like meditation to get your long rest for your heals.
I'm going to pull out my tome and inkwell and start taking notes. Striker, what brings you here? Why have you chosen to accompany us?
Seems I was selected, and seems to be a sense of venture for me. Doing something different, a bit out of my mold.
I see. So you're relishing in the thoughts of new.
I've followed orders for quite a long time. It's nice to perhaps do my own thing for once.
I see. Continue to take notes down. And, the Warforged are made specifically to follow orders. Are you able to oppose them?
In some situations, yes. When I deem it, the orders would be a far greater detriment than they would be benefit. It's something that has always set me aside from my Warforged brethren.
I see. So you are not like the rest.
You could say that I'm not like the other Warforged.
Unique. Very well.
Garrett, go ahead and give me a investigation.
Uh, 9. I still had advantage toggled, sorry.
Alright, no, you're good. Looking him over with a 9, his armor composition does seem quite different than the more modern Warforges. His design seems to be a little more blocky. The wood itself is a higher quality, and he is kind of cast in more of like a heavy iron than most steel of the current Warforges.
Interesting. And, tell me, Sigma, do the others await us, or are they well prepared for the night?
They should be fine for the night, but I'm sure they're definitely waiting up for us. I had no idea how you were, your condition, your status.
I understand.
Is there any way for you to leave here if we had to depart tonight?
Absolutely. But the problem therein lies on your wrist, or rather, what doesn't lie upon your wrist.
Yeah, no, it doesn't match my outfit.
Yes, however, I think maybe we can fake such an item. Not upon close inspection, of course, but something that at quick glance might be enough to satisfy the gods.
You snatched the words right out of my voice box.
Well, I've got a big cloak, so it won't be hard to conceal at a first glance.
Yes, Sigma, with your skill set, if on our adventures you do come across one of these items and are able to procure them, I think we may be able to help you with something more of a permanent disguise.
I'll have to keep an eye out.
Yes.
From your discussions with previous guards that have tried to also have you register, as well as talking to one of the Inquisitors.
Weird ass.
Yeah. You know that once it's been attached, they typically don't come off unless the hand has been removed.
Okay.
Well, that's why I want a fake one. I will disclose this information to Garrett on what I've already gathered of them. Have you heard anything else about them while sitting here in your cushy house?
Unfortunately, I haven't really been sitting here in this cushy house. It would have been nice, but there are priorities at hand.
Hey, wait a minute. Why don't you have one, Mr. Teleports?
Well, I have a civil writ. It covers me on administrative purposes.
Get me a job at the castle, bro.
Unfortunately, my job at the castle has also come to an end, and our task at hand has become something of subtlety.
Run away with me, Garrett.
And don't tempt me at this time. I think we need to meet up with your companions so I may judge their character and see if they are fit.
Alright, but don't judge too hard. They're sensitive.
Well, as long as they're not, as sensitive as you, I think it won't be a problem.
Everyone could use a little judgment in their life.
See that deep breath? That is what I'm talking about.
I am a frail little flower. Okay. Whenever you're ready to head out.
Please, fill your belly first.
Probably killed this stack of cheese.
Yeah, within this time, she has finished the entire platter of cheese. The crackers are untouched.
Fuck the crackers.
Okay. I will gather my things and we will leave post-haste.
Alright.
As you're trying to leave, Garrett, is there anything last minute that you are trying to request from the quartermaster?
Yes, there is. I know that previously I've asked and it was unavailable, but I will ask again to see if that we can acquire some form of transportation, whether that be a wagon or merely another horse.
Unfortunately, at this time, we do not have any additional transportation available. All we have at our disposal is the 2 messengers and their rides.
I see. If I could get a resupply of rations, I do believe this will be a long journey.
Very well. I shall go acquire that while you're gathering the rest of your goods. He goes through a door right behind him into this small room. After about 5 minutes, you come back down, gather the rest of your clothing, all your documentation that you needed, your books, everything that you have in your inventory. He comes out with an extra 10 days worth of rations.
Okay. I shall bring them outside and store them in my saddlebags, and on my way out, I tell him that if anyone in the family is looking for me, I shall be back within 14 days.
Very good. Good travels.
Thank you, brother.
You leave the manor, heading out. You grab Spud, and you proceed to leave the castle grounds.
Chat.
Yes?
Before we go, is there any way we could get saddlebags?
He already has some.
Spud has already acquired his bags.
For our other mount.
I did not know we had more transportation. Yes, I could try to acquire something. I shall return to the attendant.
Alright, walking in. Welcome back, brother.
It seems that my companions were able to acquire some transportation, but we may need some storage. Is there any way that we could get some more saddlebags, maybe a saddle for a long haul, and possibly some satchels?
Let me see what I have remaining in stock. He goes into the back, starts rummaging around. He comes out with a set of saddlebags. Unfortunately, we have no more saddles, but we do have these bags.
I appreciate it very much.
Again, good travels.
Thank you, brother. I will make post haste. Gonna leave and gonna pass the saddlebag to Stryker and say, you seem the most capable of transporting such items for now, if it isn't too much of a bother.
I can transportate anything you ask me to transportate.
Good man, Stryker.
You are very tempting.
Thank you. I polished my ass this morning.
All on your own?
Indeed.
Were you using a mirror or just by feel?
After 20 years, I do it entirely by feeling.
Oh, they have receptors in their fingers. Interesting. Start making our way out.
We don't have time to stop for notes. I'm going to keep my hands tucked in my cloak. I'm going to pull that a little around me.
Okay, it is easy enough to do.
It's a big cloak.
Yep.
I ain't going nowhere without it.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell Sigma to mount up on Spud and just sling herself over. I'll guide her out.
Oh, hell yeah. Me and Spud back at it again. On the way back, I would like to make sure we're not followed. Do you mind if I roll?
Yeah, go ahead and roll perception.
Nah, we're fine.
Yep, as far as you know, there is no one following you.
Alright. Start making our way back to my little house. I'm gonna
So-
warn.
I'm actually gonna veer off and go to a tavern when she says we're getting close.
Okay. As you are exiting the entrance that you had saved Sigmad and Stryker from, The guard is going to tell you guys, heading out for the night, Birchwood.
Excuse me?
Are you heading out for the evening?
Did you just call me Birchwood?
Yes, that is your last name, is it not?
I am a Rosen. I shall be addressed as such.
My apologies.
Yes,
So
we are out for the evening.
So you're taking Lady Erstrid with you?
I think you have been misinformed.
No, he hasn't.
I'm gonna, like, elbow her leg when she starts to talk. This woman is too intoxicated to completely remember who she is. I do have papers if you'd like.
It is unneeded.
Very well. We will be on our way now.
Good evening.
Just push through the gate.
Yep.
Get the fuck out of here.
As you start going through, at this point, between gathering the supplies, the horse, and all that, it's about midnight. She will let you know when you're getting close, and you can attempt to dip into a tavern that is still open.
Yeah, I'm just gonna veer towards one, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell Sigma to go ahead and dismount and gather the party. Let's meet here.
Okay. Sure, they'll be happy to get out of the cramped house.
Alright. Sigmund, you head back to your hideout.
Mm-hmm.
You enter in. What is the other half of the party doing while they were gone?
Probably just poking and prodding some more at Hippo.
Laying down in Sigmund's bed.
I'm quite fussy at this point. I am stomping and quite cramped, and I don't like the lizard touching me. So I'm quite irritated at this point.
Alright, so Sigmund, at this point you come in. Dax is fast asleep in your bed.
I'm not even gonna bother to walk all the way in. I know there's no space in there. That horse needs back out room.
You see that Ritz is sitting there poking Hennessy. Just like every time that, as you come in, you can kind of see him like this, like looking away, and then you see quickly go over and pull some hair off of her and just like pretend like it wasn't him and try to put it in his pocket for looking at like researching it later.
I'm gonna let them know that we found who we were looking for, and that we need to go down.
Finally.
Oh, we thought you were dead.
Oh,
Might have raided your fridge. That's a nice
I am
bread
can
in there.
assure you I'm quite alive. And fine, thank you for asking.
I didn't even see you there.
yeah. There's not a lot of room in this doorway. All right, I'm
Can I
gonna
please
step
get out the door?
aside to give the room to get out.
Dax is gonna do that irritated cat being woke up, blinky, angry face, and grab her bag.
Yep, out the door.
I quite hastily leave the door, like, kind of angrily, like, horse stomping. I, like, walk my way out, and I just kind of stand outside the door with my arms crossed.
Everyone's having a party with anything.
Yeah, just grab my stuff and scurry out.
So you said you raided my fridge, huh?
Yeah. We thought you were
Find
dead,
anything?
so... Yeah, I found this moldy bread. Looks quite nice.
You can have it. All right. I like kobolds.
Thank you.
You're friendlier than I would have been in this situation.
So.
What? Why do you
I'm
seem
gonna-
regretful of the loss of moldy bread?
Yeah. Yeah. It was nice moldy bread.
Okay.
I'm gonna start guiding them down.
So as you guys head out, you get to the tavern where you're supposed to be meeting Birchwood. Birchwood, what have you been doing in the tavern? It's been about 10 minutes.
I have not actually entered the tavern. I'm standing out front, and I am completely brushing down Spud. He's been neglected, I can tell.
Well, what?
Actually, no. He has not been neglected.
I took good care of your horse.
It's not royal care, okay?
That is fair. It is not royal care, but it is not like he's been neglected.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's been thrown under a fucking bridge, but it's not what he's used to.
Fair.
Pampered. I'll greet you. I'll gesture to the party and say, like I said, don't judge right away.
Looking at the party, it is a motley crew of people.
I picked them special.
If we want to go, let's start with Dax. If you want to give a quick description of yourself.
Like a physical description?
Yeah, like what you look like, what you're kind of wearing for gear, that kind of stuff.
Hold on, let me pull up my sheet to see what I am wearing for gear. So, Dax is a very tall, thin, and bony tabaxi. Her coat is entirely black, and she is currently wearing leather armor, and you can see quite a few weapons tucked into, basically anywhere you can see her tuck weapons.
Okay.
Ritz?
Yeah, so I'm a very small, teal-colored kobold, about 2'7", weighing about 30 pounds. I have dark gray horns that jut out of my head. I wear pretty tattered clothing and a relatively fancy cloak that I may or may not have stolen, with some special goggles on my head. And I've also got quite a few like bandages and scars and stuff from some of my experiments.
Okay.
Hennessy?
Hippolyta Hennessy is 8 feet to the head, and her equine body is gray and dappled. She is very burly. She's covered in scars and has quite long black hair. And she's currently kind of peeved, so she looks quite angry on top of all of this. And she also has a two-handed battle axe asunder her waist and a single-handed battle axe across her back.
Okay.
On Dax's person, you see poking out of the pocket real quick. Your perception's above a 10. You see a small mouse as well.
Very interesting. Well, it is a pleasure to meet all of you, but I do have some very important questions to cover first. You, the aggravated one with the big muscles, do you need a bed or a stable?
A stable would suffice, but I prefer being in the nearby woods. It's easier to watch your back when all there is animals around.
Well, I would like to get started off on the right foot, so woods it shall be. And none of you mind waiting till we're out of earshot to discuss business?
Yes, that's fine.
Yeah,
Sounds-
it'd be a good idea to get out of town.
Sounds excellent.
Alright, might I ask that you all follow me, and if there is a discussion to be had, to just hold your tongue for the time being.
I do not have a tongue, but I will refrain from speaking.
You
No
are programmed
promises.
very well.
Thank you.
Alright, proceeding to leave out of the city. Is there anything you'd like to try to stop at on the way out? There is one open tavern on your way out, as well as one, like, general goods store that seems to be open this late.
Dax needs a thimble.
A thimble?
A thimble.
Alright. Going in real quick, asking everybody to stop, or are you just going to kind of dart in?
Are any of you gonna stop and wait for me to go make my purchase?
Well,
I will wait
yes,
up for
if you
you.
have business to attend to, we can wait.
Alright.
Entering in doesn't take you much time. It is a general goods store. A thimble's going to cost you like 2 copper pieces.
What is it made out of?
It's made out of like a steel.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna buy the thimble.
All right.
While Dax is inside, I'd like to ask Hennessy. It would not be degrading to wear saddlebags, would it? My companion here, Sugmad, has suggested we grabbed an extra set, and we did acquire some.
Being helpful to compatriots would not be degrading, but being used as a beast of burden would be so.
Well, then what I suggest is we will help you put this item on, and you decide what enters it.
Sounds fine.
Striker, would you help me with the saddlebags?
Of course.
For shits and giggles, one of you make an animal handling check at advantage.
Oh.
Alright.
I got it. 18.
Okay, alright. You've had Spud. You know how a horse reacts to sudden weight being placed on him, as well as being able to balance the saddlebags to the point where it would not be burdensome to her.
Fair caution. It looks like this one woke up on the wrong side of the stable.
That
You're
might
not
be
speaking to me
degrading,
like
and
a
I
god
would
of a
not
moon
speak.
robot.
Dax, you come back out. Proceeding on. There's really nothing else for you guys to stop at for a store or anything like that. It's pretty late. It's like 1 in the morning. You guys are feeling pretty exhausted considering you had a full day's travel to get here. You get out to the main road. You head out for probably another half hour. You find a decent camping spot. Do you set up camp?
Sure.
Yeah.
I can take watch, as I do not need to rest.
You technically do for at least 6 hours.
Oh, I see. I don't have to sleep, but I do have to rest.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Makes sense.
If you
So-
would not mind watching for drawing eyes and ears, we shall have a discussion, and then we can all loop you in afterwards. It would be appreciated.
Suppose we should make sure that no one is around to hear our conversation.
That is correct.
Where's my perception?
Roll at a disadvantage because you can't see and you're in a wooded area.
Alright, is that me rolling?
I don't see anything popping up for you.
Oh no, I'm asking him, am I the one who's going to roll the perception check?
Yeah, you are the one that is being placed out there, and you don't have dark vision, correct?
Yeah, so I'm rolling at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Still a good roll, actually.
Alright. Cool. So you guys position yourself anywhere you want. I also threw the party 3 tents just for shits and giggles. This is going to be our generic, like, resting for the night map.
Nice.
I'm gonna put my torches out by the road like I did before.
Okay, how many would you like?
3.
How tall up are the trees in the area?
They're probably about varying about 10 to 20 feet.
So I could climb up one and possibly for watch.
Yeah, if you wanted to, I'm not going to stop you. But I
Alright.
believe that there was discussions that wanted to be done.
Yeah, it's just for future reference.
Here you go, Kristen. You can.
We got a key prompt.
You guys have set up. Striker is keeping watch. You don't perceive anybody to be around, any prying eyes, as far as you can tell.
Excellent.
So,
I believe it is private enough if you would like to start this discussion.
Very well. First, I shall introduce myself. I am Garrett Birchwood of the Rosen House. I've been tasked by something from the previous king, and I do wholeheartedly believe that this is something of the utmost importance. With that being said, I need companions I can trust, and as such, I have questions for each of you. Who would like to be the first to be questioned?
I'll go.
Striker, we have already had our discussions, and I do believe you are right for this task.
Thank you.
So if you don't see us right for the task, are you just gonna kick us out?
Now, I will pay you your fare for coming here, but yes, I would ask you to leave if you are not right for the group, as I don't believe it would benefit anyone.
Okay.
Well, speak up. Someone.
I do not wish to make straws from which we should pull from.
I point to Hennessy and say, she wants to go first.
Very well, little one, we shall talk first. And your name is?
My name is Ritz.
Ritz. What a fascinating name. Why are you here?
I really don't know. Sugma just came up to me in my house one day and told me to come with her. She said I could blow some things up, so that was cool.
You followed a stranger on the premise of being able to demolish objects?
I mean, she also mentioned someone that I knew. So, I figured I could maybe trust her. Seems like it would be interesting, at least.
So, in a general concept, you're here for adventure.
More or less. Also to research things. This horse-human thing seems rather interesting.
I agree. But back to you. What are you expecting out of this?
I mean, a bit of gold, a bit of just exploration, solving some mysteries. Just whatever comes my way, I guess.
It does not seem unreasonable. Very well, you shall stay. After we've discussed our objective here, you may all have the option of leaving if you do so, but if you decide to stay, it will be until completion.
Alright.
And you, magnificent creature. Gonna gesture over towards Hennessy. What is your story?
I only originally came to follow the cat, as we met along my own path. But at a strange time, your guests that came to found us told us that your adventure was to help stop the corruption that has been spreading for many years now. And I see myself as someone who would find that valuable.
Do you deem yourself a freedom fighter or just a do-good?
I could say I fight for the freedom of others.
I need no further questions from you. Gonna turn towards Dax. And you are?
My name is Dax Vanen.
And why did you follow Submed here?
Why else, noble? For profit.
Ah, yes, the coin. It drives many.
The coin isn't the only way of profiting from this situation. From what I understand, there's a woven tapestries of lies surrounding the king's death and who holds power in my city. I do enjoy tugging at the threads. Power is knowledge, they say, and I intend to know.
Hmm. You intrigue me. I am also one very, very thirsty for knowledge, so I accept your explanation. Now, kind of gesture to the whole party. From what I discuss from here on, whether you stay or leave, this discussion remains here. Do I have your words?
Understood.
Sure, I don't see why not.
I look towards Hennessy.
I swear on the very people I fight for.
Last, I look towards Dax.
I swear on the idea that it doesn't profit me to cause panic.
Sigmed, are we in agreement?
Of course. I kept my word and actually came back instead of just stealing your horse.
Yes, I am surprised as well, but very honored.
We all have a common goal now.
Very well. Where to begin? Well, I must explain a little bit about my past in order to explain what we are doing here. I am sorry to bore you with these explanations, but they are necessary. As the lead historian and King's advisor, it was my task to not only train the prince in history, which he often ignored, but it was also to keep the king well informed of things that were and things to be. During some research, I found that there was a agricultural benefit. There was some aqueducts and waterways that have come. They're maintained by one house, and it doesn't seem right that all these people, all the peregrine, being taxed, were being sent to jail upon not being able to pay their fees. So I made a proposition, agricultural and taxation reform proposition, in which those who could not pay could opt into working on these waterways and aqueducts in order to pay their debt, if you were. However, it would be at a much shorter time than the jail sentence would be. This would also help benefit the houses that would have originally had to pay to maintain these waterways and aqueducts. Now, when I brought this proposition to the king, he was aghast. He had no idea that the peregrine taxation was as high as it was, and he said that the order was not from him. Someone else had signed that and pushed it through, unbeknownst to. He asked me to look into it. Before the night had fallen, the king was poisoned. My house, the Rosen, has also tasked me with investigating this murder. However, this will be completely off the records on both accounts. If you wish to stay, I need to know now.
Ooh, a murder mystery. That sounds fun. I'm in.
I'm not one to shy away from any form of challenge. I'll gladly stand with you.
I will stay on for your conspiracy investigation.
Dax is gonna shrug and say, a murderer to catch isn't too bad of a way to spend some time.
Yeah, I need a new job anyway, so.
Lastly, let's talk payments and rewards.
Dax's ears perk up.
Going to be very upfront, as this is not sanctioned. Most of this funding is out of pocket. But there are other types of rewards as well as coin. Upon completion, I will grant all of you 1,500 gold.
See, I told you it
Oh.
was an amount.
That is a lot.
And there is another reward if you prove to me that you are trustworthy and one to fight for a good cause. And that
What is this
reward
reward?
will be unnamed until someone has earned it.
Ooh.
I like this idea of payment. I certainly like having a secondary goal to achieve. I'll do my utmost to earn your trust.
I believe you would. I do believe everyone should get some rest. We shall start first thing in the morning.
No objections. Sigmund's gonna head to a tent. I'll take second watch after Striker, though.
Where would we be heading in the morning?
Well, you're about as well informed on all of this as I am. We are starting from scratch.
Nice.
I think shaking some trees within the city is probably our best bet.
I'm not entirely sure how welcome we all are there.
Well, welcoming, it's just a way of thinking. Even if you're not welcome, you can still acquire some answers. It just might take more convincing.
True.
I see you are no stranger to violence against those who beget violence.
I know not what you speak. I simply imply that sometimes those who are oppressed, given the right information, could be free-lipped to help their situation.
I see.
If I was to tell you that... Sorry, go ahead.
I don't even know where I was going with that.
If I were to tell you that you as a peregrine shop owner are being taxed enormously beyond what should be there, and that I'm looking into it, your lips would probably move a lot faster than me coming in and saying, "Hey, I'm a noble, answer my questions." It would be like murdering someone to convince them who you are. It's just a complete haberdashery.
Oh, whoops.
You may need to have a discussion with the cat and devil creature.
You mean to tell me I'm not supposed to cleave my enemies in half before I ask them who they are?
Ah, see, there's a very important word you said there. Enemy. No, I don't intend on questioning enemies. They are people that should be allies. Whether they're hostile or not, that is on them, but hopefully we can sway them to the right side.
Very well. Suppose we will have to shake the trees quite firmly.
Metaphorically, of course.
Excellent. Should we need to shake any real trees, my strength is formidable.
Duly noted. Please, all of you, get some rest. Striker, I will stand watch with you.
Appreciated.
Dax is going to take some bread from one of her pockets and put it on the ground and put Dalton in front of it, and then fill his thimble with some water and put it there. And then she's going to say to him, "Eat your fill, little one, and then go to the woods. If you see or hear anything out of the ordinary, come back to me."
Alright, as soon as you finish that conversation, a hawk comes flying in and takes Dalton. No, wouldn't that be fucking shitty though? Killing the pets, first session.
Literally,
You kidding me? That's just a chance to get a hawk. I don't know what you're talking about.
God damn it. Alright.
All right. So first watch, Striker and Birchwood. You've already rolled the perception for the night for your first shift. Nothing out of the
Would I
ordinary.
be a separate perception because I have dark vision?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll it at standard.
Oof.
Striker, as you're sitting there, standing watch with Birchwood, you hear something coming down the road. You identify it as the sound of a horse traveling at a normal pace. As it comes down, it is just a lone rider, kind of nods at you and continues on his way. Birchwood kind of catches you off guard until he's just within your sight.
You saw that, right?
The equine and his rider?
Yes, very aware. Yes. Astute.
They seem to pose me no threat, so I did not pose them one myself.
Yes, that's what I did as well.
Birchwood, I got a question for you.
Yes.
Do you currently have your armor on?
Currently, I would. Yes.
Alright, I just want to know. Would you be taking it off for your rest?
Yes, I would.
Okay. Alright, so that's first watch. Second watch, who would be taking that?
That'd be me.
Anybody else?
I'll join.
How many hours have passed at this time?
What was that?
How many hours have passed at this point?
It is actually becoming dawn at this point. In order for everybody to get a rest, it would be like noon by the time everything's said and done because you guys were up so late.
Alright. Well, everything's reset from the last game, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
because that was
yeah.
just a trial.
Yeah, that was just
Alright,
a test.
I'll wake up and do a watch with her as well. But I'm gonna stay with my back to the rock.
Okay. So one of
if
you
you both
can
are,
roll.
I'm gonna head back to bed.
Good night, Ritz.
If that's what you guys are going to do, either you can roll perception separate, or roll them. One of you roll it at advantage.
Let's do separate, because you're watching the woods and I'm watching the road.
I have a really bad perception. Maybe I should just give you advantage.
Alright. Let me just pop that onto advantage then. Yeah, I'm good too. I'm good too.
Dawn breaks. The blinding light piercing through the trees blinds you. For just a split second, your eyes quickly acclimate. Nothing out of the ordinary, just some woodland creatures moving around.
Alright.
Let's see here, can I just need to check something. Alright, did the map just light up for everybody?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
So at this point, third watch would be coming on.
Oh, side note, Sugmat, as you enter the tent, you see me just standing in the back, head slumped in some sort of standby mode.
I'm fine with this.
I don't lay down.
That's okay. That gives me more room to stretch out. Don't fall on me.
Dax, what are you doing?
Dax is gonna climb up this tree to as high as she can, safely go to do watch.
You just did watch.
No, I didn't.
That was Hennessy.
That was Hennessy?
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
Dax
yeah.
was just gonna climb up a tree and watch this side of the map.
Okay.
Rick,
And
you joining me?
Garrett's
Yeah.
gonna get up and join as well.
I really should have taken an earlier watch because I have sunlight sensitivity, which gives me disadvantage on perception checks that rely on sight if I'm in bright light, or if I'm
Your
in direct
goggles have
sunlight.
Sunglasses?
No, yeah, I'm very loose on that interpretation personally. Think of open fields with some cloud coverage, then I'd be starting to have you do it. Is my interpretation on that personally as a GM.
Okay.
Obviously, if it's like a dire situation, I might do it just because it is that situation. Like, clouds are just passing at the wrong time and you're going to be rolling at that perception. But for this, then yeah, go ahead and you can roll it at a standard.
Alright.
Should I roll a standard perception too?
Well, it's up to you guys. There's 3 of you doing it. So all I'm going to get is 1 perception at advantage, or 2 people can roll.
I should do perception at advantage. Is everyone good with that?
Yeah,
Yep.
my perception isn't the best, so that should work. Nice.
Okay, 22. You see a caravan go by, heading towards the city. Nothing out of the ordinary during, 10 o'clock in the morning. A couple other people walking down the road. They give you guys nods and stuff like that. Yep. And then right as the rest would be ending.
Garrett Birchwood was born in the autumn solstice into Fey nobility. At the youthful age of 50, Garrett was found to be light-touched, being blessed by the summer court of Fey. Garrett was sent from the Feywilds to be an ambassador for King Hanali. Many years Garrett has spent seeing to the teachings of the prince in elven history, and many years he has seen the prince ignore the teachings for more adventurous avenues. Though young, Garrett believes the king's son to just be misguided by the human he holds his ear. Garrett has grown well known in his 350 years of service as the Fey advisor and elven historian. His House of Rosen means a lot to him, as it has allowed him to take up a position that the summer court had hoped for. Every day Garrett misses the Feywilds, but he knows he is needed here until he is called for. At the age of 400, Garrett has been removed from his seat as ambassador and wishes to follow through with the king's vast order. The adventure that is unfolding will most likely mean his death and the death of those he is learning to care about, but it is a task that he will see through, no matter the outcome.
Born into an underground colony and system of tunnels, Ritz was always more focused on the books and pursuit of knowledge than the labor before him. The more knowledgeable members of his tribe helped to kindle this passion at first, teaching him how to read and write, until the pursuit ultimately became disruptive. Ritz would often skip his duties in the mines and find a quiet place to read and research from his collection of books and tomes, many of which were stolen. He spent much of his time alone, never feeling the need to make friends with the others in the tribe. He began experimenting with chemicals, herbs, and other materials that he got his claws on. Those efforts rarely proved fruitful. One day, however, when trying to create a bomb of sorts, the materials exploded, injuring Ritz and causing a cave-in, which gravely wounded a few kobolds in the mines below him. The tribe was fed up with his antics and experiments, and ultimately decided to exile him at the age of 8. With no real knowledge of how to survive on his own, Ritz made his way to the large city of Onnested. He survived by picking pockets and stealing goods, as well as books, and started selling some of his own creations on the side. Roughly a month after arriving, Ritz tried to steal from a middle-aged elf. Those pockets appeared to be warded. The pale and blonde-haired elf turned around, and instead of turning him in, the elf invited Ritz to come to his home. The elf, who introduced himself as Thamior Cyanidel, the esteemed researcher and inventor, made Ritz a cup of tea and a warm meal. Thamior asked Ritz about how he ended up on the streets, and he told the elf that it had to do with his passion for explosives, which piqued Thamior's interest. He asked Ritz if he would like to join him as his assistant, which would allow him to hone his talents even further. Ritz, wary of others, begrudgingly accepted the offer, though he was excited for the opportunity to learn more. They spent a couple of months together, researching, inventing, and causing a good number of incidents and explosions, though no casualties. Over time, the two grew closer, and Thamior decided to give Ritz the title Ritz the Reckless, due to his lack of a last name. One night, however, Thamior left, taking gear and supplies with him. He left Ritz a letter saying that he was setting out on a short yet dangerous expedition into a cave holding ancient ruins and magical artifacts. He urged Ritz not to follow after him, as he was not experienced enough to survive what threats would await. Thamior wrote that it was imperative that he find these artifacts quickly, but gave no further explanation as to why. Ritz waited for his return, although it never came. So, he continued to work out of Thamior's home, selling potions and poisons and explosives, and stealing on the side to make ends meet. He now keeps eyes and ears out for information about Thamior and his expedition, hoping to one day find the cave and discover his fate.
Produced as one of the first generations of Warforged, Stryker was part of a specific order for the protection of the Ustroth family in an upcoming conflict. Later, the head of the family, General Ustroth, took a particular interest in him because of his loyalty and unique streak of independence. He was later drafted directly into the conflict as one of Ragnar's Centurions. Because of the status of Stryker as a personal bodyguard at the beginning of his commission, that later evolved into a military rank, he holds an unprecedented relationship with the people he once served under. Due to his experience as a Centaurian, he has a sentience that is uncharacteristic to most purpose-built Warforged. Stryker remained operational well after the conflict because of this close relationship to the family. Because of his relation to the Ustroth name and the rank he was awarded in his time in the military, many still recognize and respect his status.
Sugmad Yoris grew up in Wofford, a town just north of the Silver City. She spent her early years roughing it with her father, earning money through odd jobs in agriculture. Wofford wasn't much for magic, but through travelers she began learning. Being a tiefling, magic had always been a part of her, and was something she wanted to expand her knowledge of. She took to it quickly despite her father's protests. He wanted a simple and safe life for him and his daughter, and though she never knew her mother, she knew the woman had been a trouble seeker. He'd had enough of hunting for trouble long before her death and was devastated at her loss. The last thing he wanted was for his only child following a similar path. Sigmad refused to accept the dull, safe option. She vowed to return home one day a mighty wealthy warlock, running away to the city to seek out knowledge and power. Despite her ambition, she found that eagerness didn't feed or house her. She had to adapt quickly to the bustle of the city, taking to petty thievery and earning a name for herself among rogues and ruffians. Word got around soon enough. She ran into the Thieves Guild, who offered to assist her in her quest for power, if she was willing to be trained as their eyes and ears through the city. She accepted, trading her services for shelter, knowledge, and some questionably obtained books on history of magic. Through her new job, she picked up on juicy information long before others did. Through whispers of upper class and the banter of drunks, she heard that a new law would be instated that banned magic. As one would expect, the new law didn't sit well with her, having just begun to chase her dreams. The thought of a magic ban was devastating. As she had done with her father, who pleaded with her to stay, she turned up her nose at the thought, deciding she wouldn't follow the rule, even if it meant risking her life.
Hippolyta lived in a nomadic and violent herd of centaurs, growing up in a family of 12 brothers, and she was the only surviving daughter of the chief. Her herd valued strength and strength only. The weak, ill, and injured were often left to die or outright killed. Because of her opposition to this at a young age, mostly through the influence of her mother, she's a strong-willed and ill-tempered woman. Years of fighting with her brothers and the younger men in the tribe made her strong, but she holds many scars from the often bloody affairs to keep her independence. As a young woman, she was considered a valuable prospect for her strength, and most of all, her position. But she was never considered more than a mare to be broken, as her mother had been before her. This fact was highlighted by the violent death of her mother at the hands of her father, and a ceremony performed on women who produced stillborn children. After the death of her mother, Hippolyta could no longer fathom staying with her herd. She deserted them in favor of the world of progress in the cities. Because of this, she is an outsider to her people, as well as the world she finds herself in now. She knows that her father and brothers would kill her on the spot if they ever saw her again. But if the dame comes, she will stand and fight. Because of the violence Hippolyta grew up with, she fights often to save those who have no means to do it themselves. But if someone has no respect for those around them, she has no time in the day for them.
Dax's birth family and his name are long forgotten. In her early childhood, she was cared for by a family of Tabaxi with the surname Vanin, and took that as her own later in life. At the age of 12, that home fell through, and she soon began running with the vicious little urchins that plagued the streets of the Silver City. She owes her life and all of her skill to her friend Roger. Together they managed to establish themselves nicely in the Silver City, running a group of thugs for hire. She fought every day for meals, coin, and places to sleep. She took well to this lifestyle, and for a good while she believed it was her destiny to build and lead beside Roger, and all the power and glory of the Silver City underworld was theirs. Later, this would fall apart when her partner in crime, Roger, disappeared after she foiled his attempted hanging. After his disappearance, her gang dissolved. She has spent the last few years in the Silver City living off her general renown as an affordable and generally reliable choice for a hired thief, assassin, or thug. She received some prospective jobs through the Thieves Guild, although she would not personally define herself as a thief, more or less as a killer for hire who likes to be paid once by the employer and again by looting the corpse.
So Dax, you see 5 men trying to stealth their way through the woods, slowly creeping into your campsite.
And my companion see it, right?
What?
I'm gonna take a ready action to shoot with my my arrow the first one who attacks.
To the first one who attacks. Okay. So Dax, you
Can I
saw...
ask a question really quick first?
Yep, go for it.
Okay, sorry. I was just looking at how do I put this in the chat? Oh, there it goes. Perfect. Okay, so my charge feature, at the end it says I can make a bonus action, and it specifically says that I can use my hooves as an additional melee weapon when I use charge. Does that mean that, like, if I run at the dude, I hit them with something, I can also immediately hit them again with my feet?
That's correct.
Yeah, yep.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that before we started anything.
Give them the old stab and stomp.
So the woods, anything that foliage is touching is going to be considered difficult terrain, so you're going to be moving at half speed. Yeah. So Dax, you see them starting to try to approach. You kind of quickly get Garrett's attention. Garrett, you're going to start up. Before you do anything, though, are you wearing your armor?
No, I have not put my armor on yet.
Okay, so what I need you to do, because I have it linked to your character, is just to go into your inventory and just go to your armor and click it off. So it can adjust your AC on your character, so that way I can just quickly reference it.
Where do I turn it off?
If you go to your actual inventory, like your large list,
Yeah.
click on it, and then it should have like a equip. There you go. Let me just double check to make sure it all linked up correctly. Yep, cool. So you're at 13 now.
Correct.
It's pretty high. Was your dex bonus a 3?
Yeah.
Damn. Alright, so Garrett, you are starting this off.
Okay, so I'm going to make my way 10 feet into this tent.
Let me scroll back down. Yep.
And I'm going to take my action to wake Sugnet.
Hello.
We're about to be attacked.
Ah, shit.
I'll take my free verbal and say, Striker, I think you need to be more alert.
I am activated. Ready to face any threat.
And then I will step back outside the tent.
Okay, so you got about 10 feet of movement left if you want to move still, and an action.
It didn't require my action to wake them.
If you physically touch them, yeah, I would count it. So yeah.
Yeah.
That would be your turn. Sugmad.
I've been alerted.
Yeah.
Is getting up half?
Yes.
Alright, well, I will get up. I will use my action to put on my armor.
It takes time to do that.
How much?
I don't have the book in front of me.
What type of armor is it?
Leather.
I think it's 1 minute.
1 minute.
Yeah.
Worth it. No. 1 minute is a long time in this.
Yeah.
Lighter armor is 1 minute to don or doff.
Yep.
Alright, then I will not bother with my armor. Let me just figure out how to...
So you go down to your armor, leather armor, click it.
Yeah, it just wants to edit it.
Sorry. There's like a little information tab. There you go.
Okay. So now I'm naked. I will use the rest of my movement to... Hang on, let me fix what you broke. I will use the rest of my movement to... I hate the iPad.
Where are you trying to go?
Up as high as I can.
5, 10, 15 or 15?
15 towards Ritz. Thank you, love.
With dash action?
Yep.
To where can you hold it down? Like, does it ping?
Alright. I can only move up to here because it's harsh terrain. I don't have enough movement to go further.
Okay. Dax, it is your turn.
Can I move? Who's asleep still?
Technically, Hennessy is.
Okay. Can I move to Hennessy?
5, 10. You can get up to here. As your
Can I
movement.
wake her up from there? Can I like shout or something?
You can verbally yell it, yeah.
Hennessy, we're being attacked. Get up.
Does that mean I'm awake?
Yeah. You're
Okay.
startled awake, yes.
Alright. I'm already standing and I don't need armor, so. Oh, and it's not my turn, so.
Can I also
Dad.
take Dalton out of my pocket and tell him to come back when the dust settles?
Sure. Give me an animal handling as your action.
Did I do that twice? No. Okay.
I'll just take the first one if you did. So yeah, you set him down, he seems to understand, he kind of scurries underneath that rock that you're standing on.
Good boy.
Ritz, it is your turn.
I will shout out to them. What are you guys doing here? And then I'm promptly gonna pick up my light crossbow and shoot at them. Or shoot at this one right here.
Okay. He's going to have half cover because of the terrain type.
Okay.
That will hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Nice. Nice.
Okay.
Wow.
You guys, out of curiosity, because I don't know what you guys see currently, do you see their health?
No.
I do not know.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
So you send it straight through this man's neck, and he falls over.
Nice.
Do you have any movement or bonus action you want to do?
I think I'll stay right here.
Alright, Bandit's turns. You see that? They just killed Fred! Fuck him up!
I saw this in a dream once.
Alright, they'll burn both of their action and movement. To move
Oh
up.
shit, what happened? I looked away for 1 second.
Let's see here. One of the bandits in the back, we'll say this one right here, will fire a crossbow at Ritz, and then the second one will also fire a light crossbow at Dax. So we'll do Ritz first. 17 hit.
Dang, yeah, that hits.
Hey, DM, you have a carrot.
Ooh.
Oh, I didn't see that. Yeah.
Oh, I was just about to type it in chat. I never got to go. Is that just my crappy inish? Because
Yeah.
Hunter got to go and he's lower than me.
Oh, I didn't get to go. I was just woken.
Oh,
He was
okay.
just
You and I
doing
have-
like a verbal, yeah.
He's just wolf.
Okay.
Yeah, you and I have yet to go.
Alrighty.
Alright, Riss, you take 3. Dax, my good friend. I don't know if that went in twice. If it did, I'm sorry. 6 does not hit you. So that's going to go wide and scrape off the rock, almost hitting Dalton as he's trying to scramble underneath the rock.
No!
So that is them. Hennessy.
Alright, so at this point, I'm awake, I'm alert. I don't need to stand up because I sleep standing.
Yep, we already covered that.
How much of my action is it going to take to just, like, draw my weapon and arm myself? My whole
Nothing.
action?
We just talked about that. We're gonna just have that as a thing you can do. To pick stuff up off the ground is gonna take half your movement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, oops, I accidentally pinged. So I'm just gonna step up to this bandit, and I am going to take my two-handed battle axe. And swing for him.
Alright, that will hit him. So you come down, giving him this giant gash in his shoulder.
Good thing to be a useful barbarian.
Is there anything else you want to do?
My only bonus action is attached to other things, so I don't believe so.
You are a barbarian. You could rage.
Yeah, that's what I meant, is it's only attached to charge and rage, so I'm all set for now.
Okay. Striker.
I'd like to put my armor on.
Okay, that's going to take, I think, 10 minutes, which is about 100 turns.
What?
Yeah, that's why 4 went the armor.
Very well, we'll skip the armor.
Oh, me and Striker naked.
That's off of memory. It's still going to be a long time, though.
What kind of armor? Medium or heavy?
Chainmail? I think it's
It is-
chainmail. So
It is
it's-
chainmail.
Which chainmail is what, medium?
I think so, yeah.
I think it's heavy, isn't it?
I'm checking real quick.
It's heavy armor, I think it says.
It is heavy armor, and that is 10 minutes to dawn. 5 minutes to take off.
So yeah, it would be 100 turns.
Yike. No thank you. Alright, how far can I move? What's that?
How far? So standing up takes 15, so you got 15 left.
He was already standing. He sleeps standing up.
You didn't specify that,
He
did
did.
you?
Yeah, you
Oh,
did.
okay, so you got full 30.
Cool. I'm gonna make my way up.
If you go here, you can attack diagonally. Just to clarify.
Yeah, I'm gonna move my robot butt up behind Sigma. Okay, I gotta change cursors here. Move up behind Sigmad. And I think now I can attack. I want to attack this bandit to my diagonal with my greatsword.
Okay. That hits. So you run him through.
Rest in pieces. Fantastic.
Alright.
That
And
is my
that
turn.
is your turn. Garrett.
I apologize if I shouted over you.
No, you're good.
Right. 10, 15, 20. So I'm gonna charge up. Gonna target this guy right here.
Okay.
You should have run while you could.
Sacred Flame. Isn't that a... Yep, dexterity save.
Yes.
Is that a cantrip?
Yes, it is, and it ignores cover.
Look over the boom mic. That's in the middle of everything. Yeah, it doesn't hit him. Does it take half when it hits?
No, I think it's ignored because it's a cantrip. Just double checking. Yeah, no, he's good.
Alright. So I don't know why it did it this time when we set up the characters on Roll20, but you're going to have to manually go in and link descriptions. Or just memorize what they are.
Okay, I'll figure it out.
Is there anything else you want to do?
That's all I can do.
So bad.
Alright, moving to his side will not provoke an opportunity attack, right? Flank.
No, it would not in this scenario.
Alright. I'm gonna scoot my boot here. I'm gonna thank this guy for coming right up to me and pop a Hexblade's curse on that little shitbag.
Okay.
I would just bop that in. And I'm gonna give him a good old whack with the mace.
Okay. 11 misses.
I get advantage.
Yes, that is true. 10 misses.
Well, I'm drunk.
Swinging in with your mace, he quickly brings up his scimitar and deflects it, throwing it to the ground. You don't have enough ability to recover from that. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Bonus to damage rolls against the cursed target. And that's plus proficiency bonus. Is that the damage or
Yeah,
the
that's...
attack itself?
Nope, that's damage.
Okay, just making sure.
Anything else?
Nope, I ain't got anything else.
Alright, Dax.
Is he flanked, this guy?
Yes, he is technically flanked.
So would my stealth work for this?
Your sneak attack? Yes.
Yeah, sneak attack. She's gonna try and shoot him with her short bow.
Okay. $21 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
And extra d6.
Yeah, it's already in there.
Oh.
So you let loose your arrow, strike at him in his eye, and the arrow pierces through his skull and he falls over. Is there anything else you want to do?
Could... No, I think I'm good as is.
Alright.
Actually, I'm gonna move over here behind people so I don't get shot at as easily.
Alright.
Excellent shot.
Ritz.
Okay, so I'm going to move about here, and I'm gonna pick up one of the cobblestones from the road and use catapult and try to hit this one right here.
Alright. Can you read the thing on this? I was reading the description.
It's the second one over.
What'd you say?
Can you, re-ping which one? So that way you just subtract it correctly.
This one right here.
Alright. So that will hit.
Nice. So 16 bludgeoning damage. It goes right through him.
Yeah. That would, KO him. So, you grab that cobblestone, like you run right over. As you're running, you quickly grab it as you're sitting there with a crossbow in your gut. Grab it and just quickly fling it up, like you're tossing a baseball real quick. And it shoots out, sending a crater right through his gut.
These guys are pushovers. But yeah, that'll end my turn.
Okay. This guy. Not Bob and Frank and Mike. Alright, with his attack, he's gonna shoot at Ritz, yelling, "Damn fucking lizard magic caster."
Oh no. Okay, good, that does not hit.
Misses you. No, he'll take his last 2 squares and end his turn. Hennessy.
Alright. how far can I go? You said this takes double or half or something like that
Yep, half movement to travel
distance?
through.
Alright, so if my limit is 60, I can get to here?
Yep.
Just give me a second. Oh, I have javelins. What's the distance javelins go?
Should say
Range
right.
30, 30, 120.
So
So if
120 would be the max.
Yeah. But if where was it that we said I could go? Was it here?
I believe you're next to the second furthest dead bandit.
Here, I can make it here with 60.
Yeah, but that'd be
Alright.
your total turn.
Oh.
Now, there's other options you can
Alright.
do. You don't have to go directly through the woods. You could move your full 30, yeah.
Well, I'd go 25 there. And then... Yeah, actually, I might do that. I might take... Yeah. 25 to here, and then I can go... Here, give me a second. 25 from there. And then I can go 35 to there.
That, again, would take your full turn.
Shoot.
So you can move, as your movement action, you can move up 30 feet. 60 feet would be using your movement in a dash action, which takes your attack action.
No, 60 feet is my normal range.
That seems ridiculous.
I'm almost positive it is.
No, your
40.
speed is 40.
Oh, shoot, okay. I knew it was more than 30.
If you do 40, you could probably go up a little bit on the road and be within range for javelins.
If I do 20, I'll be in with range. Well, technically speaking, I'm still within range of javelin. Right?
No, because you're only able to move 20 in difficult terrain because you're moving at half speed. So if you still want to attack, this is your max right here, 20.
So that's
Right,
even
but what she's saying is technically she's got a 120 range. Technically she's in range.
Yeah, she's technically in range right now.
Yeah, that's what I said. So if I just want to chuck a javelin at him and see where it goes, that's fine.
Yep, you just have to roll it at disadvantage because you're throwing it past its range.
Okay.
Its original range is 60, right?
20.
30.
20. Nope, 30. Sorry, you were right.
No, still. So yeah, you're gonna miss him. You're gonna throw it. It's gonna get stuck in like this tree right here. All right. Anything else?
What's my movement?
I'm gonna leave it for now.
Okay. Striker.
Yes. I think I might try to head him off by moving up to. Well, does that count as going through rough terrain if I go there?
I'm not gonna count it because it's just such a quick glance through it.
All right, I am going to move up here to try and get closer to him. Yeah, okay. Back to the thing. All right. Perfect. Thank you. And I don't think I can do anything from here. I have no ranged weapons.
Okay.
So I'm just going to end my turn.
You could do the dash action and try to close in. So that way, if he does try to run again, you have an attack of opportunity. So you could move right to that red arrow, and that's technically engaged with them.
Oh yeah, so since I'm not planning on attacking, that'll just waste my attack. Okay. Sure,
It's again up to you because you're also not wearing your chainmail. So
I still have 12 AC.
Yep.
I'll move right on up over there. Is that where you said move to 15 right there? Yep, I'm moving over there. Thank you. And that's my turn.
Garrett, what are you doing? Toll the
Casting
dead.
Toll the Dead.
What is that, a wisdom save?
Yes. It's a wisdom save.
Yeah, no effect.
Jesus.
Dude, this guy is saving all.
God damn.
Alright.
And then I'm going to 10, 15, 20, 30 move here. And I'll cast Shield of Faith on Striker.
Plus 2 to AC. Yep, that works. Excellent. Alright, so that is your turn.
I have a safe space now.
Alright. So, I have ranged attacks. Let me just throw an Eldritch Blast this guy's way.
Warlock Standard Edition.
Listen, I tried to mix it up. It didn't work out for me. Flat.
Yeah, that hits.
I'm salty now. Wow. Wow. It's like that freaking credit I got, and I got a
So-
freaking 1.
You get pissed off because you missed the first one with your mace. So you drop it to grab your spell focus to cast your Eldritch Blast. As you release the energy, it travels through the woods, and you see a chunk of his leather armor come flying off.
Did he like it?
You don't know. Dax, it is your turn.
How far away? Like here. How far away is this guy?
Yeah, you'd be within range.
Alright. Dax is gonna hop up, like, over here. And she's gonna try and get him with her short bow.
Okay, go ahead and roll the hit. Uh, 16 hits. Go ahead. Since he is flanked, you get the sneak attack. Alright, Emily, how would you like to dispatch this bandit?
Is he facing my direction?
He's kind of like right up against that tree right now. He's reloaded his crossbow and he's taking aim at Ritz again.
I'm gonna try and get him right through the sternum. Like, middle of the chest.
Okay. So you quickly dash over the rock, crawling through the underbrush of these trees. As you pop out, you get a quick glance of his armor as he's raising up his crossbow. Without even really looking, you draw your bow back, let loose the arrow, flies straight through the woods, striking him straight through the chest. He topples over.
Yay.
Fantastic work.
Woo!
So that is end of combat.
I'm
Alright,
gonna go retrieve the crossbow bolt from the man that I shot.
I'm gonna call Dalton and start looting corpses.
Yeah, I'm gonna loot the guys next to me if that's alright.
Alright, so let's just go down the order. Emily, Dalton comes back. You already rolled your animal handling for that, so go ahead and go over to one person.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna go over to this fella.
Okay, roll a perception for generic look, or if you're looking in specific areas, roll an insight. Or not insight, investigation.
I'm gonna just do perception.
Alright. So, out of his pockets and his belongings, what you're going to find is just a scimitar. And that would be it. Still grasped in his hand.
Alright, I'm gonna pry the scimitar away from him and keep it.
Oh, I'm sorry, that is a light crossbow, man. So you find a light crossbow.
Alright, gonna pry the light crossbow out of his hand.
Okay. Going down the list, Ritz. Is there anything you're doing?
I'm just gonna retrieve the crossbow bolt out of the one I shot. I don't remember which one it was. I think it might have been one of these
It's
two.
This gentleman right here.
Was it? Or was that the one I... Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So go ahead and give me a medicine check to remove it without damaging.
Alright.
Yep. Surgically removed it.
Nice. Thanks for giving that back. Yeah, then I kicked him once. And I don't think I'll do anything else.
Does
I'll let
he
everyone else loot the bodies.
find?
Garrett, can you mute yourself? Because it sounds like you're drowning. Thank you.
Do I not find any bolts on him?
Yeah, we'll say you find 5 bolts.
All right.
Hennessy.
I'm just gonna take like a. I'll take a look. I'll do a perception to see if I just see anything worth my time on the man right in front of me.
Okay.
Where is it?
Alright. Digging through the pockets, you find yourself one of those bracelets that registers you as a magic caster. Unused. Still able to be clamped down.
Alright. I am going to, for the time being, put it away. Keep it far away from any extremities of mine it may clamp onto, and make a mental note to mention it to Garrett, Ritz, and Sigmad.
Alright. Striker.
Going to move up a little bit and loot the topmost bandit. Roll a perception for that.
Alright. With a 12, you're going to find yourself 1 silver piece and 2 copper pieces.
Fantastic.
As well as another light crossbow. On further inspection, though, this crossbow is damaged. There's an arrow that has gone through it.
Okay. So light crossbow you said, or regular?
Light crossbow. Alright, Garrett, what are you doing?
Alright, so. Go ahead, Striker.
So did you say 2 copper and 1 silver, Brett, or the other way around?
Yep, nope, 2 copper, 1 silver.
Got it, thank you.
Alright, I'm gonna move over to Ritz. Say, be still, my friend.
Alright. I say I'll be still.
I'm gonna cure him for 11 points.
Ooh, more than his max HP, so you're fully healed.
Nice.
The
Thank
crossbow
you.
bolt that was jabbed into your side slowly starts pushing its way out. Falls out on the ground as your flesh starts mending itself.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. I'm gonna use my verbal to tell everyone, gather the bodies and bring them back to camp.
Alright.
I'll
I don't
use
think
my
I'm
movement
strong
to get
enough.
afterwards.
I'm
I'll
gonna
help
make
you
a
then.
I'm gonna make a note in my inventory. Just have that the light crossbow is damaged.
Yep.
Then once it's fixed, I can move it up to my weapons, perhaps, or can I use a crossbow?
You are a fighter. You can use every weapon, every armor, every shield.
Fantastic.
Downside of this broken crossbow is it has a higher crit fail rating. You don't know what that crit rating is.
All right, so I think I'll take it to get repaired before I use it.
If you Dax will probably give you her light crossbow. She's really not interested in it.
All right.
Well, let's just finish up with the loot. Sigmad.
Yeah, I'm gonna dig through this person. It's investigation or perception?
Do you want to do like pockets, pouches, or do you want to just do like generic?
I'll do perception. See if I can find anything at all.
Alright, going through, you find 11 copper pieces, as well as another one of those bracelets.
Oh shit! I'm gonna kick that towards the camp. I don't want to touch it. And I will start dragging the body towards the fucking fire.
Alright.
Upon Bitchwood's request.
So there's enough people here that are jacked to have you justify saying spend 10 minutes gathering the corpses. I'm bringing them down to the camp. Alright, so the bodies get brought back down to the camp.
I'll point out to Birchwood, just gesture to the bracelet on the friggin' ground, say, hey, we were looking for this.
I will also let him know that I have one, and propose that possibly between Ritz and Garrett's knowledge, perhaps they could disable it in some way.
Not sure if disabling it is possible, but maybe making something that looks similar would be at least much more feasible in the meantime.
I mean, I could tinker with it and see what I can do.
Well, do you have any abilities that might be affected by such an object if something were to go wrong?
What exactly do these things do?
As far as I can tell, they nullify magic.
Oh. I'll leave tinkering with it to someone else then.
I agree. In the meantime, I do believe if Stryker doesn't mind, he should hold them, as I don't believe his body allows for any
Very
means.
well. I will conceal them for you.
Be my guest.
They could come in handy when facing off against a magic user ourselves.
Excellent
Agreed.
idea.
Alright.
Alright, torch the
Put those in
bodies.
the
Let's do
inventory.
this.
Torch the bodies.
Alright.
So, are you actually burning the bodies?
Sure.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
throw them on
I'm
the
fine with
campfire.
a celebratory barbecue.
Excellent.
Give me 2 seconds here. Alright, so you start burning the bodies. Within a few minutes of the corpses starting to burn, a pretty nauseous smell. Burning flesh. I would say probably only 1, 2, 3 of you, 4 of you. Everybody besides Garrett, actually, thinking about it. And Sugmad would be kind of accustomed to this with your backgrounds and your lores. So I would have both of you roll a Constitution saving throw.
Listen, I'm a gnarly tiefling.
Yeah, but based off of how your shit was.
So you're saying I'm a pussy gnarly tiefling.
Brett, can you roll that for me?
Yes, I can. Just give me 1 moment.
Right, real quick, how much would these bands weigh in my inventory?
Half a pound. Pretty
Okay.
hefty.
So we'll say 1 because there's 2 of them.
Okay, so Sugmad, you're a little nauseous. Not throwing up though. Birchwood, yeah, no real issue. Got an 18.
Like that goblin cooking, you know?
We finally discovered what meat you do eat.
Yeah.
Surprise, everybody! He's a Lich Lord.
Nice.
I think we should pack up camp and head out now.
That's probably a good call.
Agreed.
At
I
this
agree.
point,
Leaving the smoldering pile of bodies.
you do have several horsemen galloping towards you. They seem to be wearing Ustra armor and banners. There's about 10 of them.
Have the bodies finished burning yet?
They quickly approach. What's going on here?
Well, a small barbecue if you need a place to sit.
Are you all bandits?
Do we look
Hold,
like
hold,
bandits?
hold. I will handle this. Excuse me, sir. These bandits came upon us in the night, and we had to subdue them. They wish to bring us harm.
So, you decide to burn them.
What other method would you recommend for getting rid of unwanted bodies?
Burial?
They don't
If they were
deserve such a
deserving
right.
of that.
Both of you were talking, so why don't we go with Stryker first and then Garrett?
As if they were deserving of such an honor.
Garrett, what did you say?
I mimicked it. Same thing.
Why don't you give me a performance check then, just to see if you're both on key at the same time.
I'll just give him advantage for it.
Okay, yeah, you guys are good. Very good. Who's in charge of your group here?
I am.
What is your name, sir?
I'm Birchwood of the Rosen family. And you?
My name is Max of Ustrath.
And your rank?
I am a Centaurian. With your generic history, he is a pretty... his name doesn't bring recognition, his rank does. He is a former, like, almost captain.
Okay,
So he'd be in charge of, like, 100 men on a battlefield.
gotcha. Well, you bring your family honor by arriving so quickly.
Well, yes, when there's a fire in the woods, it's typically not a good thing.
Unfortunately, a little too late to help with the occurrence here, but nevertheless.
You seem to have a quarrel with us.
I have no quarrel with a member of the Rosen. Just needed to make sure that the woods weren't burning down. Enjoy
Very well.
your afternoon, gentlemen and ladies.
You as well.
You as well.
Return back to the city, men. His men do an about face on their horses and start going back at a more casual pace.
I suggest we pack up quickly.
I am somewhat offended
Yeah.
you did not recognize me.
That could have gone a lot worse, though.
That is a fair point, Stryker. I need Garrett to roll a history check. Holy shit.
Garrett, boy.
I think I know.
Garrett, I'm going to pull you into a private conversation. Just give me 1 second. One Stryker said that he is offended that he doesn't remember him. Memories start flooding back to you of a warforge that was given a specific or a special what's the word? Commendation for bravery on the battlefield. His name was Stryker, one of the first generations of Warforged. He proved himself as a valuable frontline warrior on the one of the first major conflicts on that dwarven border. He has been known to lead hundreds of men into battle. You've actually personally met him once during that ceremony. You're the one to bestow him that honor.
Oh, okay.
For some reason, He does not remember that, so nor did you. It was quite a while ago, and now that you are recalling this, his behavior and mannerisms do seem quite different from those days. You also know that he was handpicked by Ragnar Ustroth himself to lead a group of men as a Centaurian.
Okay.
Alright?
Yep.
Cool.
Excuse me, Dolphin.
Alright. So, those memories come flooding back to you. So you guys proceed packing up camp. What would you like to do at this point?
Are we heading back to the city?
I think that's what we need to do. We need to gather information.
Is it safe to roam the city without imitation bracelets? Should we take the long way back and see if we can...
Well,
Maybe before going into the city, we should strategize exactly who's going to look for what and where.
I think our first goal should be getting these imitation bracelets.
Maybe sending the least conspicuous of us would be advisable.
It's
So,
also a matter of who we can trust with the task.
Does anyone know anyone that might do things not according to the law?
Not here, at least.
I can get my connections in the thieves guilds to see if anybody else disgruntled with the idea of the bracelets might be in the business of manufacturing false ones.
With that being said, Dax and Sugmad, you may both roll a... give me a history check. Dax, you remember a goblin named Gobber who ran a underground black market of magical items before the band even started.
Alright. Gobbly, you said his name was?
Gobber.
Okay.
Does Sugmad remember anything useful, or is she just sitting there picking her fucking nose?
She's kind of just sitting there, like, picking at the grass. You know how those people on, like, right field in baseball just don't do shit half the time?
I'm doing shit. I'm present.
Yeah.
So, how about I go talk to my contact, and Garrett, you take Stryker into the city and look for more less legal means of getting her into the city.
Very well.
I don't think there is a less legal way of getting into the city besides talking our way through every time.
Mm-hmm. Is there any way we could hide or disguise her?
Are we talking of Sugmad?
Yeah.
Sure, there's ways to do that.
Can I ask Garrett a question?
Yes.
Have you heard any news about a potentially wanted for murder tiefling cat and horse at all?
No, can't say that I have.
That makes our lives a teeny bit easier.
Is it something I should be aware of?
Nah. If you don't know anything about it, nah. I think this is a friendship pact between me, the cat, and the horse, so...
So, unfortunately, Jeremy, you would have heard that. That was one of those things that I was trying to remember during that quick...
Gotcha. Oh, well, actually, if memory serves me correctly, I believe you did make quite a stink. There is good news, though.
Yeah.
This Hennessy here seems pretty strong. I'm sure if she tried hard enough, she could remove your horns and we could easily disguise you.
Hey, about that.
Yeah, next time don't kill people All right, moving forward.
Dax has a disguise
We just
kit.
killed
Is that
people,
helpful?
We killed people who tried to kill us, or so the story will go.
Technically, he did try to kill Dax.
He was
I
trying to kill me.
defending her.
Right, but you didn't stay to leave a statement.
Whatever. I have a disguise kit.
Well, then let's hide her.
Do I fit in the saddlebags?
No.
I've got a pretty slim waist.
So, people who were identified was a centaur, gray base, black speckles, female, a black tabaxi, as well as a tieflin.
Of the cute sorts?
Yeah. Big tits was, I'm pretty sure, the,
Unnecessary belts?
yeah, unnecessary belts and big tits.
Listen, once we have these bracelets, I'm pretty sure I can talk you out of this, and no one will be looking for you afterwards. I'll just say that you were protecting me, and I had to flee.
So, disguise kit. How in depth does it? What can I make her look like with the disguise kit?
You can change her complexion.
Alright.
Lots of like powders and stuff like that. It's like bits of additional clothing and stuff like that. So like a hat or a scarf or something like stuff like that.
Okay. And on a tabaxi, I could do similar things.
Yeah. Well,
Alright.
what do you mean by that? I guess I would.
Just cover up my I guess change my complexion. Can I do that on fur?
Yeah. That'd be a little bit harder, so the DC would be higher. But yeah, you could attempt to.
Just douse
So if you're
yourself
looking
in
for
flour.
a black tabaxi and I go white speckled tabaxi, they're not going to suspect me of anything.
No, maybe not. You don't know yet. So if you want to do this, roll 2 deceptions. Actually, I can set it up on your character. Give me 2 seconds. So that way all you have to do is hit disguise kit.
I have an idea while you try to disguise yourselves. Striker, why don't you stay with the party, and if anyone encounters you along the way, you're simply escorting them to the Rosen Manor for questioning.
Sounds like a solid idea to me.
Hennessy, in the meantime, why don't you travel with me, and we'll see about getting some better disguises.
Sounds reasonable.
I'm gonna hop on Spud and head into town at a quick pace.
Alright. Dax, before we go any further, why don't you give me those 2 checks? Tell me who you're doing first, roll the first one, and then tell me who you're doing second.
Oh, am I disguising Sigmund and me, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the current plan, correct? If I understood everything?
Yeah. I'll do Sigmund first. That's it.
Okay.
Oh,
And then disguise kit for...
myself.
Yeah.
So I flipped my cloak inside out, and she's a whole new person.
Yeah, so what you actually did was for the 8, you put on this, like, white powdered cheeks on her. So she kind of looks like more of a little bit of clownish. You put this, like, red bow in one of her horns. With you actually were able to give yourself what naturally looks like white spots on your black fur.
Alright. So I'm white speckled now?
Yep.
Alright. Could I also maybe take off the hood of my armor and maybe even like the scarf?
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright.
That's definitely doable for 19.
Can I say fuck this and try to stealth in instead?
You can try that if you want.
I'll take Stryker as my escort. I'll be arrested.
Everybody looks pretty decent, though. You feel like you're disguised.
I have low standards, okay.
That's some nice makeup you got there.
I love how, like, my character put, like, maybe 10 minutes into her and probably spent so long, like, meticulously painting little dots on her fur.
See where your priorities and loyalties lie. Soup Mad will remember that.
Alright, boys and girls, I think we're going to call it here for the night. It's about 10 o'clock. It seems like a good point to end it.
Alright.
Thank you
Don't
for
forget
playing.
to write in your
Yeah,
diaries.
thank you.
Excellent.
Yep.
Thank you.